My doggy don't smoke unless it's unlit. I'm back and forth over on this. Just gon' let it. See me when you see me. If it's smoke, doggy, unleash it. They been rockin' bitch, it's my fave. I'ma gon' beat it. Looking in the mirror, kiss my face. I'm too pussy. Said a girl, gon' call another dog. I'm too shy. She ain't only get it on the first day. It's her wrong. What you was poppin'? For the first time, kicked in like a two-time world champ. Booted her, they fell up and down like a skate ramp. She vaping in my room, that lit up like a glow lamp. Won't smoke, okay, cool, let's stay home camp. Papa, we don't want to get your shirt down. Try to take spot, now it's too cramped. 8 a.m., kick your heart, I'm a real vamp. Deep, got me, I'm dog, I'm too amp. Niggas, let me like a mess down. Strapped up, now I'ma die lit. Too slime, posted at the crib in a snake pit. Every time I tell you how I feel, I don't think. Okay, everybody got a stick, we on rough fade. We ain't even done turn, she finna take sand. Riding around with F and then we like to hold hands. Over 2 sets, nah, he ain't need a bed. Then I did the pint of tech in a cold red. If I tell her she can pull her, she gon' moped. My doggy don't smoke unless it's unlit. I don't back and forth over on this. Just gon' let it. See me when you see me. If it's smoke, doggy, unleash it.
Leading off for the Clovers, the center fielder out of North Carolina Wesleyan, number 7, Dak Lyon. Alright, hello and welcome here to Day 2 and Game 3 of the Old North State League playoff. Today we have a matchup between the Western Division champ Hendersonville Honeycrisps and yesterday's winner. The first pitch of swinging, that'll be a base hit into left field for Dak Lyon, the leadoff hitter. And that'll bring up their number 2 hole hitter, Davey Morgan. Second baseman out of North Carolina Wesleyan, number 2, Davey Morgan. So Davey Morgan coming to the plate here, a first pitch swinging, first pitch single for Dak Lyon of the Clayton Clovers. They are coming off a victory in last night's ball game here in Pineville. There's a ball inside. 1-0 count. The Clovers defeating the Sandhill Bogies in last night's game. Brunswick Turf and Turf will be playing tonight. 1 ball, no strike. Trantham looking in here at the pitch, and there's a ball downstairs. A University of Virginia at Y product is Bo Trantham, who has had an all-star season. He was the all-star starter for the Western Division All-Stars this year, and he was also All-Star Game MVP for the Western Division. Trantham having a breakout season, but already needing an early mound visit, and his catcher Joshua Morgan going to come out to talk to Trantham. Just sort of a quick discussion between Morgan and Trantham. Joshua Morgan, not been catcher too often over the past 2 summers for the Honeycrisps, but they are leaning on him. He played a lot of different positions. He played an inning at shortstop earlier this year, played third base, and played all 3 outfield positions, as well as catcher and I believe first base. So I believe the only position he had not played, at least when I've been watching the Honeycrisps, has been second base and pitcher. So 2 balls, 1 strike, nobody out. No score in this one. Trantham looking in here on Morgan. Here to pitch. And there's a looper right side. That can be a tough play. Coming over is the right fielder. And making the catch is Braden Harrison and right. 1 out now, and that'll bring up Mike Snyder. First baseman out of Indiana Tech. Number 5, Mike Snyder. So Trantham gets the first out. It's Braden Harrison catches the fly ball there in the right field for the Honeycrisps. Bo Trantham got the middle infield playing double play depth. Bryson Edwards at second. Trent Turner at short. Notably for this game, the Honeycrisps are without their all-star second baseman Cooper Gentry. Instead, they are going to another all-star at second baseman Bryson Edwards. So 1 out now. Edwards likely would not be starting, though, if Cooper Gentry was here with the team. He will be available tomorrow, though, from what I have heard. Cooper Gentry will be, if the Honeycrisps are still alive. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Trantham looking in here to pitch, and there's a line drive that'll go beyond the glove of the shortstop Trent Turner. Into second base of Lyon, into first of Snyder, and picking up where he left off from last night is the Indiana Tech product, Mike Snyder. And that'll bring up the NC State product and Garrett Moffitt to the plate. Left fielder out of NC State, number 1, Garrett Moffitt. So the cleanup hitter Moffitt to the plate. Got singled for Lyon and Snyder, and a fly out for Davey Morgan to start things off. Lefty-lefty matchup, Bo Trantham in. Here to pitch, and there's a called strike up and in. 0-1 count now here on Garrett Moffitt, the left fielder. Bo Trantham, the starting pitcher here, shaking off his catcher Morgan. Trent Turner at short, playing behind the runner on second, Lyon. Here's the pitch. That'll be taken in the dirt, kicked away from the catcher Morgan. Both runners will move up, and it'll be a 1-ball, 1-strike count, a wild pitch for Bo Trantham there. And once again, Joshua Morgan, Jomo, taking the ball to the mound there, but that means an early situation for Bo Trantham, an early situation that he does not want to be in. Roy Taman will be the starting pitcher for the Clayton Clovers. Lefty-lefty matchup here to pitch, and there's a called strike up and away. 1-ball, 2-strike here on Garrett Moffitt with JoJo Allen standing on deck. Winner of this game will play in the best 2 out of 3 championship series starting tomorrow. They'll take on the winner of the Brunswick-Pineville game tonight. There's a ball up and away. 2-ball, 2-strike count here on Garrett Moffitt. It's also the first time in these two teams in history that they will play against one another. Hendersonville Honeycrisps, their second year of existence. Second year in the Old North State League. 2-ball, 2-strike, 1 out. Lefty-lefty here pitch, and there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. Throwing on to first to get the second out is Joshua Morgan. Big play there for Morgan, smothering the strikeout, second out of the inning, and that'll bring up JoJo Allen. Designated hitter out of North Carolina Wesleyan, number 24, JoJo Allen. So 2 outs now here in the top of the first inning. Runners on second and third. Big strikeout there for Bo Trantham, the first strikeout of the game for Bo. Means the infield will play more straight back. Kai Andrett at third base, a little even with the third base bag. Trantham looking in. Here's the pitch. That'll be taken on the outside corner. 1-ball, no strike. The defending champion Sandhills Bogies lost to the Clayton Clovers last night. The team that the Bogies beat in last year's championship series, the Hendersonville Honeycrisps, here today, hoping to defeat the Clovers and make it to the championship series for a second straight year. Here's the pitch, and there's a swing and a miss for strike 1. 1-ball, 1-strike. Fastball there, lower part of the plate for Bo Trantham. Bo coming in from the left side, facing JoJo Allen from the right. Clayton Clovers going with the exact same lineup that they used last night against the Sandhills Bogies. There's a ball in the dirt, 2 balls, 1 strike. So it is now a 2-ball, 1-strike count with Mike Snyder on second, Lyon on third. They both singled and both moved up a base on a wild pitch from Bo Trantham. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Here's the pitch, and that'll be fouled straight back. 2-ball, 2-strike count here on JoJo Allen. Jackson Dunlap, the right fielder, standing on deck. Clayton Clovers wearing black jersey, black top, gray pants. Green lettering and numbering with gold outlines. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Top of the first inning here in this one. Trantham looking in here on Allen, and now time will be taken. 2 ball, 2 strike, 2 out. Wind blowing a bit out, bit toward right field. Trantham in, ear to pitch, and that'll be taken up there for ball 3. Full count now here on JoJo Allen with Jackson Dunlap on deck. Three ball, 2 strike, 2 out. Here to pitch, and that'll be taken up and away for ball 4, and that'll load the base in. So the first walk given up for Bo Trantham loads the base in. That'll bring up the right fielder, Jackson Dunlap. Right fielder out of Chowan University, number 32, Jackson Dunlap. So 2 out and the bases are loaded. Lefty-righty matchup here between Bo Trantham and Jackson Dunlap. Trantham looking in. Here's the pitch, and there's a foul ball straight off. No balls, 1 strike here on Jackson Dunlap. Dunlap, the right fielder here in this one. Bases are loaded. JoJo Allen on first. Mike Snyder on second. Lyon on third. There's a foul ball down first base line. No balls, 2 strikes here on Jackson Dunlap. So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Runner getting their lead. Allen, Snyder, and Lyon. Here's the pitch, and that'll be taken on the outside part of the plate for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes here on Dunlap. Shortstop on deck, Zach Doltowski. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Trantham. Here it is, and that'll be taken up there. Joshua Morgan having to get out of it, crouch, stand up, and retrieve the baseball. 2 ball, 2 strikes here on Dunlap. Trantham, a little bit more work in the first inning than he or the Honeycrisps would like, even if he get out of here with a 0. Here to pitch, and that'll be taken in the dirt for ball 3. Full count now here on Dunlap. So Jackson Dunlap has it full with a full count, 2 out, runner on first. All 3 runners will be going on the pitch. Trantham getting a sign for Morgan. He's set. He's ready. Runner going. Here's pitch. There's a line drive, and that'll be a base hit into left field, and that'll bring in 2. Throw onto the plate is not in time. Coming in, standing up is Snyder, and it is a 2-0 lead for the Clayton Clovers here in the top of the first inning. So a 2-run single there, and that'll bring up Doltowski. Shortstop out of Mount Olive, number 6, Zach Doltowski. Moving up to third is JoJo Allen on the single, on the throw. Home, here's the 2-out pitch. There's a chopper left side, and that'll be backhanded by Trent Turner at short. Hit across the body throw is in time for the out, but the Clovers had on 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. Bottom of the first inning coming up. Clover put up 2. Honeycrisps hoping to add some of their own. Leading off for the Honeycrisps, the center fielder out of USD Union, number 2, Braden Korn. All right, they're back here, bottom of the first inning in this one. The Clayton Clovers adding 2 runs in the top of the first inning, thanks to a 2-run single from their right fielder, Jackson Dunlap. Braden Korn will step up. Roy Taman getting the start, and there they called strike on the way. No balls, 1 strike. Taman out of the College of Southern Maryland is Roy Taman. No balls, 1 strike on Korn. He will swing and chase after the pitch, low and away. No balls, 2 strike here on Braden Korn. Righty-righty matchup here to pitch on Korn. There's a ball up and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes here on Korn. Trent Turner standing on deck. He is a shortstop. Joined the team late in the season, but has had a great impact. There's a grounder left side. That'll be back in at short by Doltowski. The beating Korn beats the throw down the line. Infield single for Braden Korn, and that'll bring up Trent Turner. Shortstop out of Western Carolina, number 8, Trent Turner. So Turner coming to the plate here after the infield single from Braden Korn. Turner, the shortstop in this one, hit a few home runs at the Orchard this season, 3 to be exact, since he started with the team at the start of July. And there's a ball out, low and away, 1 ball, no strike. Righty-righty matchup. Turner at the plate, Roy Taman the pitcher. Here it is, and there's a called strike down and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Braden Korn leading things off with a single for the Honeycrisps. Gray Wells standing on deck, the everyday first baseman for the Honeycrisps as well. 1 ball, 1 strike. Throw back to first, sliding in safely at Korn. So 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out. Turner batting from the 2-hole. Here's the pitch, and there's a called strike up and away. 1 ball, 2 strike. He originally went to USD Union. Turner did with their last season, but will be headed to Western Carolina in the fall. Catamount. Here's a throwback to first, and coming in safely is Braden Korn. Taman looking in. Here's the pitch, and that'll be taken up and in for a ball. 2 ball, 2 strike count here on Trent Turner. Right on right matchup. Korn looking in, gets an extra step to his lead. Here's the pitch, and there's a grounder left side. That'll go foul toward the Honeycrisps dugout down the third base line. And it will remain a 2 ball, 2 strike count here on Trent Turner. So Turner getting gathered. He will step into the box. Early 2-0 lead for the Clayton Clovers. Here's the pitch, and there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. Nice pitch there by Roy Taman. And that'll get Turner down swinging, and that'll bring up Gray Wells. First baseman out of Anderson University, number 34, Gray Wells. So a strikeout there for Trent Turner. That'll bring up Gray Wells to the plate with 1 out. Here's the pitch, Braden Korn going. There's a ball down in, and the throw is way behind the runner. Actually ricocheted off of the runner. Braden Korn there. That's a ball and a stolen base for Korn there. That was a quick jump up there for the catcher, Alex Levesque of the Clayton Clovers, but threw it well behind the base runner, well behind the second baseman covering. Here's pitch, and there's a ball on the way. 2 balls, no strike. So Korn with the first stolen base of the game of the afternoon here in Pineville. And Braden Korn is in scoring position for the Honeycrisps. Here's pitch, and there's a called ball up and away. That'll make it a 3 ball count. 3 balls, no strike here on Gray Wells. First baseman out of Anderson University, first year at the Honeycrisps for him. And that'll be taken outside for ball 4, 4-pitch walk on Weld. Runners on first and second, and that'll bring up Braden Harrison to the plate. Right fielder out of Anderson, number 16, Braden Harrison. So with one out, runners on first and second for the Honeycrisps, and here is the cleanup hitter. And there's a ball in the dirt, 1-0 count, and 5 straight balls thrown now for the starting pitcher of the Clovers, Roy Taman. Braden Harrison's been a good power hitter for the Honeycrisps this season, few home runs. Here's pitch, and there's a ball that'll bounce in the dirt, and a jump by Braden Korn. He wanted to get the extra 90 feet there, but he quickly thought better of it. He was breaking towards third when the ball hit the dirt, but the catcher Levesque able to keep the ball in front of him. 2 balls, no strikes here on Braden Harrison. Here's the pitch, and there's a foul ball straight back. 2 balls, 1 strike. Gray Wells on first, Braden Korn on second. Right on right matchup. Here's the pitch. And that'll be taken inside for a ball. 3 ball, 1 strike count here on Braden Harrison. Standing on deck is Kai Andrus, means 3 straight Anderson batters in the lineup at the 3-4-5 spot for the Honeycrisps. Division II school Anderson in. Here's pitch, here's a grounder that'll go foul down the third base line, and that'll make it a full count on Braden Harrison. So Wells on first base, Braden Korn on second. A single and a stolen base for Korn. Here's the pitch, and that'll be taken downstairs. That'll be ball 4, and another walk, back-to-back walk given up for Roy Taman. Will load the bases, and that'll bring a mound visit here, an early mound visit for the Clayton Clovers. So the bases are loaded here with only 1 out and a 2-0 ball game. Back-to-back walks given up for Roy Taman, the College of Southern Maryland product. Briggs Barker, the Honeycrisps, one of the Honeycrisps bench players, coming out to give balls to the umpire and also retrieve some gear from the Honeycrisps first base coach. Mound visited over, and that'll bring up Kai Andrus. Third baseman out of Anderson, number 7, Kai Andrus. So bases are loaded here. Braden Harrison on first, Gray Wells on second, Braden Korn on third for the Hendersonville Honeycrisps. Righty-righty matchup between Taman and Andrus. Here's pitch, and there's a ball inside, sweeping Andrus off the plate. 1 ball, no strike count here on Kai. Kai Andrus, another guy, joined the team a couple of weeks into the season. Here's the pitch, and another ball taken up and in. 2-0 count here on Andrus. So 2 balls, no strike. Infield playing straight up for the Clayton Clovers. Early situation. Here's the pitch. And there's a called strike up and in this time. Taman able to get the inner part of the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike count here on Kai Andrus. Here's the pitch. There's a line drive. That'll be fielded at short. On the second for 1. Throw on the first. There's 2. Double play. An unbelievable play from Zach Doltowski onto the second baseman Morgan, onto Mike Snyder at first. A 6-4-3 glove flip. What a play to end the bottom of the first. Top of the second coming up. 2-0 lead for the Clovers. All right, so back here, top of the second inning in this one. Alex Levesque will lead things off for the Clovers after a very nice glove flip double play started by the Clovers shortstop, Zach Doltowski, into the bottom of the first inning. So a 2-0 ball game here to pitch, and there's a ball that'll bounce to the dirt. 1-0 count now here. So it'll be Alex Levesque, followed by Will Orr, and then the top of the order, Zach Lyon, due up in the inning for Clayton. There's another ball, another one that bounces in the dirt. Joshua Morgan behind home plate making the stop. 2-0 count now here on Levesque. Bo Trantham looking in, ear to pitch, and there's a swing and a miss for strike one. 2-ball, 1-strike count here on Alex Levesque. So 2 balls, 1 strike here. Bo Trantham looking in, ear to pitch, and there's a swing and a miss for strike 2. Levesque over top that one. 2-ball, 2-strike count here on Levesque with Orr on deck. Third baseman Will Orr. Here pitching, there's a foul ball straight back. Staying alive there will be Levesque, the catcher. Again, Clovers in their first season in the Old North State League, hoping to make it to the championship series in their inaugural season. There's a ball inside. Full count. Win here this afternoon, and they will do just that. Second place in the Eastern Division behind the Brunswick Surf and Turf this year. Now time will be taken. And both teams in the Central Division were knocked out yesterday, which means 2 teams from the West, 2 teams from the East remain. There's a ball that'll bounce in the dirt, and a huge bat flip towards the dugout for the catcher Levesque, and that'll bring up the William Peak product and Will Orr. Third baseman out of William Peak. Third baseman out of William Peak, number 28, Will Orr. All right, so we have reached the second inning before the Honeycrisps got yelled at by the umpire for the first time. Lefty-righty matchup here. Bo Trantham looking in. Here to pitch, and there's a ball that'll bounce to dirt. Joshua Morgan. I'm with them all the time. It happened. 1-0 count now here. Trantham looking in. Or standing on deck. Or in the plate here. Pitching there. Jake swinging a miss for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. All right. So 1 ball, 1 strike here. Nobody out. Here to pitch, and there's a chopper that'll go foul down the first base line. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Okay. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here. Nobody out. Will Orr standing in at the plate. Bo Trantham looking in. Here's the pitch, and there's a ball that'll bounce in the dirt. 2 ball, 2 strike. So Trantham looking in here. Will Orr in at the plate, and then top of the order, Zach Lyon standing on deck. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Here it is, and there's a weak pop-up that'll go behind home plate and foul straight back, and it will remain a 2 ball, 2 strike count. So Trantham looking in. Here's the pitch, and there's another weak pop-up. This time it'll be in play. Great Wells coming over. Bo Trantham will make the catch himself. So the pitcher, Trantham, makes the catch. That'll be the first out of the top of the second inning, and that'll bring up the center fielder, Zach Lyon. Center fielder, number 7, Zach Lyon. So 1 out now. Lefty-righty matchup here between Bo Trantham and Lyon. So Dak Lyon, Heath Dingle, quarter run, his first time up for Dak Lyon. Comes in out of North Carolina Wesleyan here to pitch, and there's a ball that'll bounce in the dirt. 1-0 count. Trantham looking in here. Runner on first is Levesque, reached via a walk, a pickoff move from Trantham there, and it will remain a 1-ball, no-strike count. Two run, 3 hits, no errors for the Vincent Clayton Clovers. No run to hit, no errors for the Honeycrisps. They had the bases loaded with nobody, or with 1 out in the bottom of the first inning. There's a ball in the dirt, but a double play, 6-4-3. Doltowski to Morgan to Snyder ended the bottom of the first. Bo Trantham looking in here, hoping to get things rolling. Here's the pitch, and that's a ball inside, 3-0 count. And not pitching up to the standard of an all-star starter, all-star MVP in Trantham so far tonight, and up to the standard that he has shown for the Honeycrisps all season. 3 balls, no strikes, 1 out. Trantham looking in. Here's the pitch, and that'll be taken up and away for ball 4. Second walk of the inning for Bo Trantham, and that'll bring out the Honeycrisp pitching coach, Taylor Noble, out to talk to the pitcher Trantham. So it'll be Bo Trantham, Joshua Morgan, and Taylor Noble. Runners on first and second. It will be the second baseman, Davey Morgan, up to the plate as soon as this mound visit concludes. Another hot, sunny afternoon here in Pineville. Friday afternoon. The semifinals both today as mound visit concludes, and that'll bring up Davey Morgan. Second baseman number 2, Davey Morgan. So 1 out now here in the top of the second inning. Trantham looking in. Lyon on first. Levesque on second for the Clovers. Bo Trantham looking in. Here's the pitch, and there's a swing and a foul tip into the mask of the catcher, Joshua Morgan. No balls, 1 strike here on Davey Morgan. Morgan in last night's game went 0 for 3 with a couple of walks against the Sandhills Bogey. Game that the Clovers won by a final score of 4-2. A pitcher's duel, really, especially relief-wise. The Clovers were won on the back of their left-handed relief pitcher, Shea DeFalco. In last night's game, he was excellent. I believe 4 shutout innings to complete the game. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Trantham looking in here on Morgan. Here's the pitch, and there's a foul ball straight back into the netting behind home plate. No balls, 2 strikes with Mike Snyder on deck. Snyder looked very good in yesterday's game, had a double that very nearly went over the fence in last night's ball game, right center field gap. But Morgan at the plate, big opportunity for him to potentially get an RBI with a base hit. Lefty-righty matchup. No ball, 2 strikes with the out. Here's the pitch. There's a fly ball. That'll go foul down the first base line, and it will remain an 0-2 count now here on Davey Morgan. Lyon on first, single and a walk already for Dak Lyon, the Clovers leadoff guy. Davey Morgan hit first time up, flew out to the right fielder, Braden Harrison. Here's pitch, and that'll be taken up and away for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strike. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. 2-0 lead here for the Clovers after a 2-run single from Jackson Dunlap in the first. Here's the pitch, and that'll be taken up and away for a ball just off the plate. 2 ball, 2 strike count here on Davey Morgan. Mike Snyder, the first baseman, standing on deck. Graywell playing behind the runner at first. And Lyon, Wrighton Edward sneaking over towards second a little bit. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Here it is, and there's a pop-up. That'll go foul straight off. And it will remain a 2-ball, 2-strike count here on Davey Morgan in a battle here between Bo Trantham and Davey Morgan. So 2-ball, 2-strike with the out. Trantham looking in here on Morgan with Mike Snyder on deck. Here's the pitch, and that'll be taken for called strike 3. Outside part of the plate, Davey Morgan goes down looking. 2 outs now here in the top of the second inning, and that'll bring up the first baseman, Snyder. First baseman, number 5, Mike Snyder. So Davey Morgan goes down looking. He has an 0-for-2 game going now with Snyder at the plate. Singled, scored a run his first time up. Mike Snyder did. Lefty-righty matchup. Big opportunity here for Snyder and a big out that Bo Trantham wants to record. Here's the pitch, and there's a foul ball straight back. No balls, 1-strike count here on Snyder. So no balls, 1 strike. 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. Trantham wanting to keep the score as it is. Lefty-righty matchup. Here's the pitch. There's a swing and a miss for strike 2. No ball, 2 strikes here on Mike Snyder with the cleanup hitter Garrett Moffitt standing on deck. Lefty-righty matchup here. Trantham getting ready, getting the sign from Morgan. He's at the set. Look back to second. Long look back and a step off the rubber for Trantham. Bo Trantham stepping back on the rubber, resetting his motion, getting sign from Joshua Morgan. Gets one he likes. He is from the set. He is ready. Here's the pitch, and that'll be a fly ball, center field and deep. Backing up at Braden Korn. Looks like he has a beat on it. He will. And he will make the catch to end the inning. So no run score, no hit, no error. 2 men left on base due to walk. Bottom of the second inning coming up. Clayton 2, Hendersonville nothing. You will not want to go away. Alright, so back here, bottom of the second inning in this one, Paul Martin getting designated hitter duty here for the Honeycrisps. It'll be a right-on-right matchup here between Taman and Martin. Here's the pitch, and there's a ball loaned away. 1 ball, no strike here on Martin. followed by Joshua Morgan and Bryton Edward to lead off the bottom of the second inning. Here pitch and there's a ball inside. 1-2 balls, no strike. Paul Martin to plate, again a veteran right-handed hitter out of Martell University, just north of Hendersonville. They're going to call that a hit by pitch inside part of the plate there. So Martin gets hit, and that will bring up Joshua Morgan to the plate. Catcher out of Cleveland Community College, number 50, Joshua Morgan. So a leadoff hit by pitch here. Get a runner on base. Righty-righty matchup between Morgan and Taman. Here to pitch, and there's a ball called strike taken outside. Caught the outer part of the plate. 0-1 count now here on Morgan. Second baseman Bryton Edwards standing on deck. Throw back to first and diving in safely at Martin. And it'll be the left fielder Matt Ketchen in the 9 hole. He is in the hole as we speak, and then it'll be the top of the order. Roy Taman looking in here on Morgan. Here pitch, and there's a swing and a miss for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes here. So no balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out here. Right on right matchup. Another throwback to first, and once again coming in safely is Paul Martin. So Taman looking in here. Righty-righty matchup here. Pitch, and there's a ball taken up and away. In appeal, he did not go around. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one missed. Bit high and outside, and did a 1 ball, 2 strike count here on Morgan. Another throwback to first, and once again coming in safely at Paul Martin. Roy Taman paying extra close attention to Martin there at first base. Designated hitter in this one, but he spent a lot of the time that Clayton playing up the middle of the infield at shortstop or at second base. There's a ball taken in the dirt. 2-0 count now here on Joshua Morgan. So Morgan at the plate here. Cleveland Community College Yeti. Here pitching. There's a swing and a miss for strike 3. 1 out now. Here in the bottom of the second inning, as Morgan goes down swinging, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Edward. Second baseman out of Coker, number 21, Bryton Edward. So 1 out now here in the bottom of the second. Here to pitch, and there's a little looper, foul straight back. No balls, 1 strike count here on Edward. So Bryton Edward then at the plate here. Bat from the left side will face the righty Roy Taman. Here's the pitch, and there's a swing and a miss for strike 2. No ball, 2 strikes. But excuse me, hack there for Bryton Edward. Righty on lefty matchup here. Taman looking in. Paul Martin on first. Here to pitch. And there's a line drive. That'll be a base hit in the center field for Bryton Edwards. Into second at Martin. Into first at Edwards. He takes one right up to the middle part of the field. Base hit in the center. And that'll bring up the 9-hole hitter, Matt Ketchen. Left fielder out of Anderson, number 6, Matt Ketchen. So a single there for Bryton Edwards. Runners on first and second. First pitch swinging, and then could be another double play. Doltowski on the tank 1. Throw on the first. There 2. Double play, and for back-to-back innings, the Honeycrisps get runners on the bases, but unable to score a run thanks to a 6-4-3 double play. This time, Matt Ketchen, the victim. Top of the third coming up. Clovers 2, Honeycrisps nothing.
Gotta give him some. I saw another.
All right, so back here, Bo Trantham out here from the top and third. And there's a called strike inside part of the plate. No ball, one strike here on Garrett Moffitt. Lefty-lefty matchup, battle of the one between Trantham and Moffitt. Second pitch swing, there's a pop-up. It'll go foul behind home plate. No ball, two strike here on Garrett Moffitt. It'll be the 4-5-6 guy to open the inning, and Garrett Moffitt, JoJo Allen, and Jackson Dunlap. Dunlap had the 2-run single back in the first inning. Here's the pitch, and there's a swing and a miss for strike three. One out now here in the top of the third inning, as Bo Trantham gets Garrett Moffitt down swinging for the second time this afternoon. Designated hitter number 24, JoJo Allen. So one out now here in the top of the third inning. Trantham with the strikeout there. Third strikeout of the game for Bo Trantham, and the second of Garrett Moffitt. Here's pitch, and there's a fly ball. That one is well hit down the left field line, but it'll go foul out toward the Honeycrisps bullpen in the left field corner. Long run there from the left fielder Ketchen, and he's going to have to jog back to a position. No out recorded. A foul ball. No ball, one strike here on Allen. JoJo Allen at the plate. He drew a walk his first time up. Allen did. Trantham at the plate. Or Trantham looking in. Here's the pitch. There's a ball that'll bounce in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nice stop there by Morgan. And really no shade to speak of anywhere on the field right now. Done in directly overhead here in Pineville on a very hot afternoon. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Here's the pitch, and there's a swing and a miss for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strike count here on Allen. Allen chasing a pitch on the outside part of the plate there from Bo Trantham. 1 ball, 2 strike count here on Allen. Trantham in. Here's the pitch, and that'll be taken in the dirt for a ball. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Here you go to Trantham looking in. Here's the pitch, and that'll be swung on. That'll be a Baltimore chop right back to the pitcher Trantham. He turns around, throws it on the first in time. 2 out now here in the top of the third inning. Bo Trantham getting the first 2 guys out fairly easily, and that will bring up the right fielder Dunlap. Right fielder number 32, Jackson Dunlap. 2 outs now here in the top of the third inning. Lefty-righty matchup between Trantham and Dunlap. Here's the pitch, and there's a line drive, right field, long run for Braden Harrison. He will be unable to make the catch. Bare hand scooped it, though, probably saving extra bases there. That ball sort of skirted away from him. But a 2-out single for Jackson Dunlap, and a 2-for-2 game so far for Dunlap with Doltowski coming to the plate. Shortstop number 6, Zach Doltowski. So Doltowski, the shortstop in this one, had a very good defensive game so far. And he started a couple of double plays, inning-ending double plays in both the first and second inning. There's the ground to right side. Bryson Edwards, unable to get a grip on it. Hit on the first and not in time. So Edwards unable to make the play there. And we will see. But base runners, and that will bring up Alex Levesque to the plate. Yeah, I figured. Catcher number 4, Alex Levesque. So that will be an error on the second baseman, Bryson Edwards. First error for either side. That'll bring up the catcher Levesque to the plate. He walked his first time up to lead off the second inning. Trantham looking in. Bo in. Here's the pitch. And there's a chopper. That'll go foul down third base line. No ball, 1 strike here on Alex Levesque. 9-hole hitter Will Orr getting on deck. Couple of William Peak product and the 8-9 hole for the Clover. Very well playing behind, runner on first. Here pitch, and there's a ball up and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. So 2-0 lead here for the Clover to have a chance to add on some more here with the extra out thanks to the error on Bryson Edwards at second. Here the pitch from Trantham, and that'll be inside for a ball. 2-1 count. Levesque in at the plate here. Trantham in. Lefty-righty matchup. Bryson Edwards dancing around the second baseman, or runner on second. Here pitch, there's a pop-up right side, playable for Gray Wells in foul territory. He will give way to Bryson Edwards, who comes running in, making the catch to make up for an error, and that will end the top of the 3rd inning. So no run score, and hit, and error, and 2 men left on base. Bottom of the 3rd inning coming up. Honeycrisps hoping to get back into the Clayton Clover 2-0 lead. We'll be back. Leading off for the Honeycrisps, center fielder number 2, Braden Korn. All right, so back here, bottom of the 3rd inning in this one. Braden Korn coming into the plate. Right on right matchup here to pitch, and there's a ball up and away. 1-0 count. And 1 ball, no strike. Here to pitch on Korn. There's a grounder left side, backhanded by Will Orr at third base. His strong throw across the diamond is in time. 1 out now here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and Will Orr makes a nice play on Braden Korn. Shortstop, number 8, Trent Turner. So a ground out there for Braden Korn. He had a 1-for-2 game going. Here, Turner to the plate. There's a ball up and in. 1 ball, no strike count here on Turner. Trent Turner struck out swinging his first time up. Here's the pitch. Lehman, there's a fly ball to center field. Backing up into center fielder Lyon. Changing direction, it's over its head and 1 hop the wall. Coming into second base to Turner. He'll stop there. It'll be a 1-out stand-up double for Trent Turner over the head of the center fielder Zach Lyon, and that will bring up Gray Wells to the plate. First baseman, number 34, Gray Wells. So a 1-out double over the head of the center fielder for Trent Turner. Here's pitch, and there's a foul ball straight off. 0-1 count now here on Wells. Graywell walked in first time up, made it up to second base, and was stranded after the inning-ending double play in the first. Righty-lefty matchup, Taman in. Here's pitch, and there's a ball kicked away from the catcher Levesque. He has no idea where it is. It is behind him, though. I think he found it with some help from the Clayton fans sitting behind home plate. But a wild pitch for Roy Taman nonetheless, and Trent Turner 90 feet away from scoring the Honeycrisps first run of the 2023 Old North State League playoff. Righty-lefty matchup. Here's the pitch. That'll be taken outside for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike count. Roy Taman, outside part of the plate there. College of Southern Maryland product of Taman. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That'll be a line drive into left field. Catching it will be the left fielder. Turner tagging. Throw towards the plate will not be in time. Trent Turner comes in to score. Sacrifice fly for Graywell. And the Honeycrisps cut the Clovers lead in half. It is a 2-1 ball game. Right fielder, number 15, Braden Harrison. A sac fly to the left fielder there. First pitch from Taman to Harrison. It's a ball that'll bounce in the dirt. 1-0 count now here. No one on base thanks to the sac fly though. And Brig Barker, Honeycrisp player, here pitch. And there's a called strike up and away, retrieving the ball. 2-1 lead here for the Clovers. The sac fly there for Graywell. There's a ball outside. 2 balls, 1 strike count. There is bullpen action right now for the Clayton Clovers. Can't really get a number. There's a ball outside. 3 balls, 1 strike. But it is a right-handed pitcher warming up down the line. And, I mean, come playoff time, you really do see a lot shorter outing. There, ball 4 taken inside. So a 5-pitch walk on Braden Harrison. That heard something from the umpire, but it is in fact a 5-pitch walk, and that'll bring up the third baseman Andrett to the plate. Third baseman, number 7, Kai Andrett. So, runner on first now with Braden Harrison. Right on right matchup. Here's the pitch. And there's a chopper that'll go foul down the first base line. 0-1 count now here. Bradley Pace, the coach, the first base coach for the Hendersonville Honeycrisps. Head coach Will Lindsay at third. Harrison getting his lead, being held on by Snyder. Here's pitch, and there's a swing and a miss for strike 2. No ball, 2 strike count here on Kai Andrett. Andrett, before Trent Turner joined the team in July, was the everyday shortstop for the Honeycrisps. Here's pitch. There's a ball taken low away. 1 ball, 2 strike, nearly chasing the 2-strike pitch with Andrett, but able to lay off. Grounded into the inning-ending double play back in the first, Andrett did. Here's pitch. And there's another one he wanted to swing at, but able to hold up in time. 2 ball, 2 strike count here on Kai Andrett. Right on right matchup. Here's the pitch, and there's a ball taken up and away. 3 ball, 2 strike count here on Andrett. So with a full count and 2 out means that Braden Harrison, the runner on first, will be going on the pitch. Taman in. Here's pitch. Runner going. Line drive. That'll be a base hit into right center field. Rounding second. Coming into third will be Harrison. He will stop at third. In the first is Andrett. And the Honeycrisps will have runners on the corners. 2 out, and that'll bring up Paul Martin to the plate. Designated hitter, number 23, Paul Martin. So runners on the corners here. Andrett on first, Braden Harrison on third. Righty-righty matchup between Taman and Martin. Paul Martin out of Mars Hill University. There to take grounder to the third baseman, or he gathered it cleanly, hit on the first in time, and that'll end the inning. But the Honeycrisps add on a run of their own, couple of hits, no error, and 2 men left on base. 4th inning coming up. You will not want to go away. Clover 2, Honeycrisps 1. We'll be back in Pineville. All right, so back here, top of the 4th inning in this one. 2, 4, and 0 for the Clayton Clovers. 1, 4, and 1 for the Honeycrisps. Bo Trantham in. First pitch, swing, fly ball, left field and deep. Backing up, catch and track. Wall, that one is off the base to the wall. Coming around first, into second base is Orr. And on the first pitch of the top of the 4th inning, it will be a double over the head of the left fielder, Matt Ketchen. And that is how the inning gets started for the Clayton Clovers. Top of the order coming up in Zach Lyon. Center fielder number 7, Zach Lyon. Already 3rd time up to the plate through the order for Lyon. He is 1 for 1, single and a walk, and a run scored for Lyon. Leadoff double for Orr. Trantham looking in on Lyon. No bullpen action down the left field line. Here pitch, there take chopper left side. Trent Turner backhanded. Hit on the first will be in time for the out. And able to keep the runner on second is Trent Turner. Nice play there by Trent Turner, the Western Carolina product. And that will bring up Davey Morgan. Second baseman number 2, Davey Morgan. So they ground out there for Lyon, and that'll bring up Morgan, who is 0 for 2 so far tonight, or this afternoon. Here pitching there, they ball up and away. 1 ball, no strike. Clover 2 got both of their runs in the top of the 1st inning. 2-run single from Jackson Dunlap, their right fielder. And then the 1 run for the Honeycrisps came in the bottom of the 3rd, thanks to a sac fly from their first baseman, Gray Wells. 1 ball, no strike, 1 out. Here pitching there, they ball inside. 2 balls, no strike. Here on Lyon, or here on Morgan. Mike Snyder standing on deck. He has a 1 for 2 game going. Snyder does. Lefty-righty matchup here. Trantham looking in. Here's the pitch. There's a ball that'll bounce to the dirt. 3 balls, no strike. Here on Davey Morgan. So Trantham hoping to find the strike zone here. It's already given up a couple of walks today. And, I mean, as I said earlier, it's not the crispest outing we've ever seen from Bo Trantham. He's had long shutouts this season. I think he had 8 shutout innings in Marion earlier this year. Had a couple of games in Hendersonville where he went 7+ innings, only giving up a run or 2. They're definitely not the sharpest we've ever seen them here today. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. And now Trantham looking back at the runner, but there was no one covering. So Trantham having to step off the rubber there. Will Orr got a big lead, but neither Edwards nor Turner were covering second base there. There's really nothing you could do about it as Will Orr just scampered back in. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Trantham looking in. Ear to pitch. There's a line drive. That'll be a base hit into left field. Rounding third. Coming to the plate will be Orr. There will be a play at the plate, but the throw is too high. Coming in, standing into Orr. 3-1 lead now for the Clovers. So an RBI single for Morgan brings up Mike Snyder. First baseman number 5, Mike Snyder. Three to 1 lead for the Clovers here today. Trantham looking in. First pitch to Snyder will be taken in the dirt. 1 ball, no strike count. Lefty-righty matchup here between Trantham and Snyder. 1-for-2 game for him. Single and a fly out to center field. Here's pitch and there's a grounder left side. That'll be fielded by Turner. On to second for 1. Throw on to first. There's 2. Double play, and the Honeycrisps get a 6-4-3 double play of their own. Turner to Edwards to Weld to end the inning. Bottom of the 4th inning coming up. Clover 3, Honeycrisp 1. We'll be back in Pineville. Leading off for the Honeycrisps, the catcher, number 50, Joshua Morgan. All right, so back here, bottom of the 4th inning here in this one. Joshua Morgan here pitching. There's a ball blown away. 1-0 count now here. So Joshua Morgan at the plate, 7, 8, 9 guys, and Joshua Morgan, Bryson Edwards, and Matt Ketchen. There's a swing and a miss for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike count here on Morgan. So righty matchup here. Pitch, and there's a foul ball that'll go straight back. 1 ball, 2 strike count here on Morgan. Joshua Morgan striking out swinging. His first time up. Down 1 ball, 2 strike here. Roy Taman thing in the game here. Pitch, there's a line drive. That'll be a base hit in the left field for Morgan. So Joshua Morgan comes through, rips one through the 5-stick pole, and that will bring up the second baseman, Bryson Edwards, to the plate. Second baseman, number 21, Bryson Edwards. So Edwards coming to the plate. He singled his first time up. Took one straight into center field. Bryson Edwards did. Here pitch and there's a foul ball that'll go down the third base line. above the Honeycrisp.
Crushing it, can.
Thank you. The no ball, 1 strike here, nobody out. Edward to the plate with the left fielder Ketchin on deck. Here's pitching there, taking fly ball, left field coming in, long run, left fielder unable to make the play. Back-to-back dingles to start off the inning, 2 for 2 with 2 dingles for Bryson Edward. And that'll bring up the number 9 hole hitter, Matt Ketchin. But before that, there will be a mound visit for the Clayton Clovers and a point toward the bullpen, and that will be it for the starting pitcher, Roy Taman. 3 innings of work for Taman, the 1 run given up, although he will be responsible for the 2 runners on deck, or on base, I should say. So, new pitcher for the Clovers. We'll get that sorted when we come back. Runners on first and second, nobody out for the Honeycrisps. All right, back here. Bottom of the 4th inning in this one. New pitcher for the Clayton Clovers is Shane Moriarty out of Arizona Christian College. Is Moriarty. First pitch will be a bunt shown by Ketchin straight into the dirt for a foul. 0-1 count now here. So with the Honeycrisps down by 2, the tying run is on first base. Righty-righty matchup here between Moriarty and Matt Ketchin. Ketchin in at the plate here. Moriarty looking in. Here's the pitch. Bunt shown again. Held back this time for a strike on the outside part of the plate. No ball, 2 strike count. And Ketchin is going to have to swing away. So Bryson Edwards on first. Joshua Morgan on second for the Honeycrisps. First baseman is still playing in here. That is Mike Snyder in front of the runner and on the edge of the infield grass. Still protecting bunt just in case, even with 2 strikes. No bunt is shown. It's a ball up and in. 1 ball, 2 strike. Count here on Matt Ketchin. Right on right matchup here. Moriarty in on Ketchin. Here's the 1-2 pitch ball taken outside. 2 ball, 2 strike count here on Ketchin. Matt Ketchin grounded out to an inning-ending double play back in the 2nd inning. 6-4-3, shortstop to second to first. 2 ball, 2 strike, nobody out. Here to pitch. There's a ball that'll bounce in the dirt, and the count is full here on Ketchen. Top of the order, Braden Korn standing on deck.
No, I got it.
Ketchen should come to the Honeycrisps out of Anderson University, originally from Charleston, South Carolina. Here's the 3-2 pitch. There's a fly ball in the center field. Backing up and tagging will be Morgan. Catch will be made by Lyon. Morgan going to third, and the throw in will not be in time. So a out for Matt Ketchen, first out of the inning, but Joshua Morgan able to move 90 feet away from scoring, and that'll bring up Braden Korn. Center fielder number 2, Braden Korn. So Korn at the plate with runners on the corner. Edwards on first, Morgan on third for the Hendersonville Honeycrisps. Braden Korn, the righty. Here's the pitch. There's a ball inside, and yeah, that one hit him. Up and in on the rib there for Braden Korn. Tossing his batting gear aside, and the bases will be loaded. Tying run 90 feet away from scoring, and that'll bring up Trent Turner to the plate, who had a monster double hit last time up. Shortstop number 8, Trent Turner. So bases are loaded here with only 1 out. Moriarty in on Turner. Bullpen action again for the Clovers. That one's inside, and that one hit Trent Turner, and that'll bring a run home. So back-to-back hit by pitches on back-to-back pitches for Shane Moriarty, and it is a 3-2 ball game here in Pineville. Tying run 90 feet away from scoring, and once again there will be a mound visit for the Clovers. Will that be it for Shane Moriarty? The point, and yes it will be. So that will be it for Shane Moriarty. He will strand the bases loaded. New pitcher coming in. And that will be it. Graywell with a big opportunity here in the bottom of the 4th.
The last time I saw this kid pitch, he did the same thing.
Really?
It was against Brunswick. Not this last time, but the first time. First game, yeah, played them.
We'll be back. New pitcher for the Clayton Clovers is number 0, Matthew Chisholm. Now batting for the Hendersonville Honeycrisps, number 34, Graywell. All right, so we are back here. 1 out, bottom of the 4th inning, and a huge situation between the Clovers and the Honeycrisps. Matthew Chisholm, the new pitcher for Clayton. Here's pitch, and there's a ball taken on the outside part of the plate. 1-0 count now here on Wells. Graywell to the sac fly his last time up. Doesn't have an official at bat yet with the sac fly and a walk. Turner on first, Korn on second, Edwards on third. Here's pitch, there's a ball taken outside. 2-0 count now here on Graywell. Turner was hit by a pitch. Korn was hit by a pitch. And Brighton Edward reached via a single. Edwards' responsibility of the starting pitcher came in. Turner and Korn of the relief pitcher out of Arizona Christian, Moriarty. Called strike inside, 2 balls, 1 strike count here on Graywell. Then yet some more bullpen action down the right field line for Clayton. Third pitcher already Chisholm. Here pitch, there's a fly ball, and Graywell glued the lumber there on that foul ball. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Yeah, just sort of lost the grip of that one, and the foul ball went down the third base line over the Honeycrisps dugout. That went the opposite direction down the first base line and right into the Clayton Clovers dugout. 2 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Righty-lefty matchup between Chisholm and Weld. Harrison on deck. Here pitch, and there take Chopper straight up the middle. Ooh, that could be 2. On the tank for 1. Throw on the first. There, 2. Double play. And for the third time in 4 innings, the Hendersonville Honeycrisps end the inning with a double play. It is a 3-2 ball game. Top of the 5th inning coming up. Honeycrisp 2, Clover 3. We'll be back. Leading off for the Clover, the left fielder number 1, Garrett Moffitt. All right, so back here, top of the 5th inning. Bo Trantham, first pitch will be a ball in the dirt. 1 ball, no strike count. It'll be 4-5 guide, Garrett Moffitt, JoJo Allen, Jackson Dunlap due up in the inning. There's a called strike inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. So a 3-2 ball game here, and 3 of the first 4 innings for the Honeycrisps have ended with a double play with more than 1 runner on base. And there's a line drive, and that'll be a base hit in the left field for Moffitt, his first hit of the game. First time putting the ball in play with 2 strikeouts before, and that'll bring up JoJo Allen. But before that, that'll bring out the head coach, Will Lindsay, and it looks like that will be it for Bo Trantham. So Zach Wilson, the pitcher for the Honeycrisps, will be coming out. And Trantham, after 4+ innings of work, giving up the 3 runs. Probably not the outing he wanted, but still a solid outing for Bo Trantham, keeping the Honeycrisps in the game. And that'll bring up Zach Wilson, who is coming off big shutout innings last Saturday and a win over the Marion Swamp Foxes. So Wilson will come in to pitch for the Honeycrisps, and we will be back in Pineville. All right, so back here, top of the 5th inning in this one. That is it for Bo Trantham. 4 innings, a single for the cleanup hitter Moffitt, and there's a ball taken out there. 1-0 count. New pitcher for the Honeycrisps is Zach Wilson. Wilson out of Brevard High School will be attending Cleveland Community College in the fall. Here to pitch. And there's a ball taken in the dirt. 2-0 count now here. And quickly, Joshua Morgan will come out to talk to Wilson. Battery combo that will be playing with each other at Cleveland Community College next spring. Wilson and Morgan getting things squared away. There's Zach Wilson coming in, and as I said before the break, coming off a 6-inning shutout in a win last Saturday against the Marion Swamp Foxes. Pitched 6 shutout innings in what ended up being a 7-inning game before being closed out by Max Mull in relief. Here's the pitch, and there's a called strike inside. A nice pitch there from Zach Wilson. So right on right matchup here between Wilson and Allen with Jackson Dunlap on deck. Wilson in, here's pitch, and there's a fly ball right center field, fairly deep. Braden Korn and Braden Harrison after it. It'll be Braden Harrison to make the catch. Tagging up from first, going in a second, tag is on! Not in time. A gutsy run from Moffitt there, and that will bring up Jackson Dunlap. Right fielder, number 32, Jackson Dunlap. So a gutsy thin there from first base for Moffitt. But a fly out there, Braden Harrison in right field making the catch. And now time taken in for the second time. And as many batter, Joshua Morgan coming out to talk to Zach Wilson. Making sure that the two Yetis are on the same page, and Morgan and Wilson. Quick little discussion. And Joshua Morgan will come behind home plate. Runner on second, Moffitt led off the inning with a single, tagged up to second base on the flyout. Righty-righty matchup here between Wilson and Dunlap. Bullpen action for the Honeycrisps down the left field line. There's a ball that'll be smothered in the dirt by Joshua Morgan. A couple of guys are throwing actually down the line. One of them a side armor, maybe Caleb Penner. Yeah, one side armor, one lefty. Warming up. 1 ball, no strike, 1 out. Here's the pitch, and that'll be a curveball taken in the zone for a called strike. That's the breaking pitch that has been so successful these past few weeks for Zach Wilson. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner on second base, Moffitt. Here's the pitch, and there's a called strike taken outside. It's only strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes here on Jackson Dunlap. Wilson looking in here on Dunlap. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out. Here's the pitch, and that one will be taken inside, although in the dirt. 2 ball, 2 strike. Yeah, bullpen action for the Honeycrisps down the left field line. Nothing going down the right field line right now for the Clovers. Here's a 2 ball, 2 strike pitch, and that'll be chopped left side. That'll be fielded at short by Turner. He gathers it, throws it on the first in time. Moving up 90 feet at Moffitt, but 2 outs now here in the top of the 5th. That'll bring up Zach Doltowski. Shortstop, number 6, Zach Doltowski. So Moffitt, 90 feet away from scoring. Clayton, 4th run of the game. 3-2 ball game here. Right on right matchup between Wilson and Doltowski. Here's the pitch, and there's a called ball outside part of the plate. 1 ball, no strike count here on Zach Doltowski. 0 for 2 games thus far, reached via a fielding error from Bryson Edwards and last time up. Then a ground out to the shortstop Trent Turner at first time. Here's the pitch, and there's a ball up there. 2 balls, no strike. Wilson looking in on Doltowski, 90 feet away from scoring, and Garrett Moffitt, the responsibility of the starter Trantham. Here's pitch, and there's a swing and a miss for strike 1. Fastball low and away for Zach Wilson. 2 ball, 1 striking. Doltowski taking his time, getting back into the mound with the catcher Levesque on deck. Here to pitch, there's a fly ball, left center field, fairly deep. Ketchin had to beat on it, though. He will make the catch, and that'll end the inning. So no run scored, a hit, no errors. 1 man left 90 feet away, and that'll bring us to the bottom of the 5th. It's only a 1-run game, folks. 3-2 lead for Clayton. We'll be back in Pineville. Leading off, the right fielder, number 16, Braden Harrison. Right fielder, Braden Harrison. Oops. All right, back here. Bottom of the 5th inning here in this one. Here's the pitch, and there's a ball up and in, 1-0 count. So 1 ball, no strike here. Braden Harrison, couple of walks drawn in this one for the right fielder. Here's the pitch, and there's a ball taken on the way. 2-0 count now here on Braden Harrison with Kai Andretz and Paul Martin due up behind him in the inning. Here's the pitch. And there's a pop-up that'll go right side in foul territory. Snyder, long run for Snyder, and no one can make the catch. There is Mike Snyder, the first baseman, and Alex Levesque nearly collided there, and the ball fell right between them. 2 ball, 1 strike, and new life for Braden Harrison there. That was a long run for Snyder. He came in like a wrecking ball towards the baseball, and Levesque probably had the right to it, but just couldn't make the catch. Here's the 2-1 count, and that'll be taken outside for a strike. 2 ball, 2 strike count here on Braden Harrison. Interesting to see what Braden can do with his new life here. Here's the pitch. There's a foul ball that'll go straight back. And it will remain a 2 ball, 2 strike count. 3-2 lead for the Clovers. Honeycrisps added on yet another run in the bottom of the 4th thanks to an RBI hit by pitch. Trent Turner got hit with the bases loaded. Here's pitch, and there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. So that'll be a strikeout for Chintum, excuse me, and that'll be the first out of the inning. Third baseman, number 7, Kai Andretz. So 1 out now here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Here's the pitch, and there's a called ball taken up there. 1-0 count now here on Andretz. Andretz to the plate. Matthew Chintum looking in. Here to pitch, and there's a called strike taken outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Chisholm, the pitcher, comes in out of UNC Pembroke. So 1 ball, 1 strike here. Chisholm in here to pitch. That one very nearly taking out Kai Andrett there. 2 ball, 1 strike count here on Andrett with Paul Martin standing on deck. Double play and a single for Kai Andrett today. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Here's a foul ball straight back. But staying right on it there is Kai. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Righty-righty matchup. Here's the pitch. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 3 there. Second out of the inning. Back-to-back strikeouts for Jacob Chisholm. And that'll bring up Paul Martin. Designated hitter number 23, Paul Martin. So back-to-back strikeouts for Braden Harrington, and Kai Andrett brings up Martin to the plate. Here's pitch, and there's a swing and a miss for strike 1. 0-1 count now here on Paul Martin, the Mars Hill product. So no balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Here's pitch, and there's a chopper that'll go foul down the third base line toward the on-deck circle. Joshua Morgan is standing. No ball, 2 strike count here on Martin. So no ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. 3-2 lead here for the Clayton Clovers. Back-to-back strikeout for Matthew Chisholm to start things off. Here's the pitch. And there's a line drive. That one will be caught at second base by Davey Morgan. And that'll end the bottom of the 5th inning. 1-2-3 bottom half for Chisholm. Top of the 6th coming up. And it will be Clover 3, Honeycrisps 2. We'll be back in Pineville. All right, so back here, top of the 6th inning in this one. Alex Levesque will lead things off here for the Clayton Clovers. Here to pitch, Zach Wilson throws it in for a strike. No balls, 1 strike. Yeah, as I said, Zach Wilson back out for his 2nd inning of work. Here's pitch, and there's a foul ball straight off. Came in with a runner on first, nobody out, able to strand that runner, getting 3 straight. Outs recorded, Wilson did in the 5th. Didn't get a clean 6th inning. Here's the pitch. That'll be taken inside for strike 3. God, I'm looking. 1 out now here in the top of the 6th inning. And that'll bring up Will Orr. Third baseman, number 28, Will Orr. So 1 out now. First strikeout of the game for Dak Wilton, and that'll be a ball loaned away. 1-0 count now here on Orr. Orr, a William Peete product. Wilson in here to pitch, and there's a called strike taken outside. 1 ball, 1 strike count here on Will Orr. Top of the order, and Zach Lyon standing on deck here to pitch. There's a ball taken outside. 2 ball, 1 strike count. So righty matchup here. Wilson in here to pitch. There's a called strike taken inside. That's the nice breaking pitch that found its way to the inside part of the plate. 2 ball, 2 strike count here. Wilson on Orr. Here to pitch, and that'll be taken up and away for ball 3. Very quickly moving, though, right now is Zach Wilson. He's getting set after a little bit of struggle trying to get on the same page with his catcher Morgan first time up. Here pitching, there's a foul ball, just barely staying alive there is Orr, who doubled his last time up. Double and a run scored for Will Orr. Wilson looking in. 3 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here to pitch, and there's a pop-up that'll go right side. Wells and Edwards out, and Edwards will take charge again. Unable to make the catch, and that'll be a 2-base error on Bryson Edwards. 2nd error of the game for Bryson as he dropped that one in fair territory. And just an unfortunate break there for Wilson in the Honeycrisps. Edwards dropping it. A 2-base error allows Orr to get on base, and that'll bring up Zach Lyon. Center fielder number 7, Zach Lyon. And not the outing defensively that Bryson Edwards wanted. But he does have 2 hits offensively, but 2 errors on the defensive side for Bryson. And there's a called strike inside. No ball, 1 strike count. Runner on second base is Orr. Wilson looking in on Zach Lyon. Here's the pitch, and that'll be taken inside for a strike. That breaking pitch catching the inside part of the plate. Lyon not too big of a fan of that call, but Zach Wilson had got that pitch working today. Wilson, unfortunately you have the unearned run on second base, but other than that, he looked very good. 4 quick outs. There's a call. Strike 3 taken outside. Zach Wilson will do it himself. A 3-pitch strikeout for Wilson. And that'll bring up Davey Morgan. Second baseman, number 2, Davey Morgan. So 2 strikeout looking for the Clovers here in the 6th inning. Zach Wilson got their breaking pitch in, moving in all sorts of directions. And Clovers are having a tough time with it. Here pitching, first pitch swing for Morgan. Fly ball into center field. Braden Korn at the beat on it. No runs, no hit. There was an error and 1 man left on base. But for all intents and purposes, Zach Wilson recording 4 out there in the top of the 6th inning. Bottom half coming up. 3-2 lead for the Clovers. We'll be back in Pineville. All right, so welcome back here. Bottom of the 6th inning in this one. Matthew Chisholm stays in the game here for the Clayton Clovers. And that'll bring up Joshua Morgan to the plate. Morgan will be followed by Bryson Edwards and Matt Ketchen. And just like Zach Wilson was doing in the top of the 6th inning, Matthew Chisholm starting off with a breaking pitch that just catches the inside part of the plate. No balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch, and there's a chopper that'll go foul straight back. No ball, 2 strike here on Joshua Morgan. Edwards on deck had an error in the top of the 6th inning, but he had a 2-for-2 game going. Couple of singles for Bryson Edwards. Here's the 0-2 pitch. There's a fly ball left field, and that should be playable for the left fielder. Coming in and making the catch, that'll be Garrett Moffitt. 1 out now here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Second baseman, number 21, Bryson Edwards. So 1 out now here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Bryson Edwards coming to the plate. His single chased the starting pitcher Roy Taman out of the game last time up. And there's a called strike taken outside. 0-1 count now here on Edwards. Bullpen action going on down the right field line for the Clovers. Have been for the past couple of innings. Righty-lefty matchup here to pitch. And there's a foul ball straight back. No balls, 2 strike count here on Bryson Edwards. 3-2 lead here for the Clayton Clovers in this one. Honeycrisps have had their opportunities, but have stranded a lot of runners to it. There's a ball outside. 1 ball, 2 strike. I mean, thank me said, though, for the Clovers both today and yesterday. A lot of missed opportunities on the offensive side. There's a ball blown away. 2 ball, 2 strike count here on Bryson Edwards. Edwards out of Coker University, originally from Polk County, North Carolina. Went to Polk High School. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and there's a ball inside, nearly hitting Edwards, but he was able to get his back foot out of the way. 3 ball, 2 strike count here on Bryson Edwards. So 3 ball, 2 strike, 1 out. Here pitch, and there's ball 4 taken outside. That'll be a 6-pitch walk to Bryson Edwards. He's been on base each of his first 3 times up. And that'll bring up the 9-hole hitter, Matt Ketchen. Left fielder, number 6, Matt Ketchen. So righty-righty matchup here between Ketchen and Chisholm. And that'll be a called strike taken outside. 0-1 count now here on Matt Ketchen. 0-for-2 games so far for Mac. He double play in the 2nd inning, flew out to the center fielder Lyon in the 4th. Chisholm in, here to pitch, and that'll be taken up and in for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike count here on Ketchen. Right on right matchup here. Chisholm in on Ketchen, top of the order, Corn on deck. Here to pitch. That'll be taken upstairs for a ball. 2 ball, 1 strike count here on Matt Ketchen. So with the 2 ball, 1 strike count, Chisholm in. Here pitch, and there's a chopper that'll go foul right down the third base line beyond the Honeycrisps dugout. And it'll be a 2 ball, 2 strike count. So 2 ball, 2 strike, 1 out here. Runner on first base, Bryson Edwards, reached via a walk. Top of the order, Corn on deck. Chisholm in, here's the pitch, and that one will be taken up and in on Ketchen. Diving out of the way was Mac. 3 ball, 2 strike count here on Mr. Matt Ketchen. Sunny Friday afternoon here in Pineville, suburb of Charlotte. Here pitch, that one behind Ketchen. And usually that will not be a strike, so it is ball 4. A 1-out walk. And that ball just got behind Chisholm, and with back-to-back walks given up for Jacob Chisholm and a guy probably ready down the line. It'll be interesting to see. Yep. All right, so that looks like it'll be it for Matthew Chisholm. So the Clayton coach coming down the line here. Back-to-back walk, as I said, for Matthew Chisholm, the UNT Pembroke product. And we will see if we get the point. Might have already done it. See, so Mound Vinted here. And Chisholm maybe pleading a case here. Yep, there it is. The handoff. Baseball to coach. That'll be it for Chisholm after back-to-back walk. New pitcher coming in. It'll be the 4th of the afternoon for the Clayton Clovers. With the tying run in scoring position and 1 out for the Honeycrisps. We will be back in Pineville. All right, so back here, bottom of the 6th inning in this one. Runners on first and second. New pitcher for the Clayton Clovers is Whit Branham out of Florence Darlington Tech. Here's the pitch. First pitch will be taken outside from Korn. So runners on first and second are both the responsibility of the previous pitcher, Matthew Chisholm. Both catching on first and Edwards on second walked for Hendersonville. Right on right matchup. Here's the pitch. That'll be taken outside. That'll be a called strike on Braden Korn. 1 ball, 1 strike count between Branham and Korn with Trent Turner standing on deck. Right on right matchup. Catching on first, Edwards on second for the Honeycrisps. Side armor delivered, and there's a swing and a miss for strike 2. So a submarine delivery from the righty Branham for the Clayton Clovers. And then you got down the right field line, a righty still warming up in the bullpen, another righty with a more standard over-the-top delivery for the Clovers. 1 ball, 2 strike, 1 out. Here's the pitch. There's a chopper. That'll go left side. There could be another ending double play. It will not be. Well, it will be.
Oh.
No, it won't be. So the throw back behind the runner at third. Not in time there. Bryson Edwards nearly picked off of third for the final out of the inning. That was a good read by Davey Morgan. And the inning will continue for Trent Turner. Shortstop, number 8, Trent Turner. So 2 outs now here at the bottom of the 6th inning. A 6-4 fielder choice. Here's pitch, first pitch, swing there to line drive. That'll be a base hit into the right center field gap. This game is tied at least, rolling all the way to the wall. Braden Korn rounding third. He's coming toward plate. He'll score without a throw. Trent Turner in the third. A 2-run triple for Trent Turner, and the Honeycrisps take a 4-3 lead. Right center field gap for Turner. That will bring up Graywell and the Honeycrisps with their first lead of the afternoon. First baseman, number 34, Graywell. So a 2-run triple there for Trent Turner, and it is a 4-3 ball game. Here we go now, trying to see what's going on here. Just sort of a bit of a delay in the action. But yeah, a 2-run triple there for Trent Turner. The Western Carolina product makes it 4-3. And he is 90 feet away from scoring the 5th run. And yeah, it looks like there may be some sort of injury or something going on in right field. And that'll be the Clayton coach, who will come out along with the trainer all the way out to right field. So, yeah, it looks like the right fielder, Jackson Dunlap, may be dealing with something out there. Still some bullpen action for the Clovers. But yeah, with Dunlap dealing with something, the 2-run triple for Trent Turner, his second hit of the game, second extra base hit of the game for Turner. But yeah, they're Dunlap being checked out there in right field by the trainer, by the Clayton coach. Gonna have an infield meeting behind the pitching mound. Trent Turner, the triple hitter, talking to the head coach, Will Lindsey, down the left field line. And it looks like there is someone ready in case they do need to take the right fielder out of the game. I think that may be number 7 for Clayton. No, that's not. Nah, never mind. So, still talking way out in right field. The trainer, the Clayton coach. A 4-3 lead for the Honeycrisps. And let's see, I think they're going to keep him in. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, he's going to stay out there. So the right fielder will stay in the game in Jackson Dunlap. He is good to go. He gives a thumbs up toward the infield. And we are back underway with Graywell coming to the plate. All right, now, Tom. First baseman, number 34, Graywell. So a 2-out triple for Trent Turner. He is 90 feet away from scoring the Honeycrisps' 5th run. Righty-lefty matchup here between Burnham and Wells. Here's the pitch. And there's a line drive that is screaming down the third base line. 0-1 count now here on Wells. Braden Harrison standing on deck. Righty-lefty matchup here. Branham in here on Wells. Here's the pitch. That one inside. Graywell getting out of the way. 1-1 count here on Graywell, Whit Branham, Florence Darlington Tech. Here's the 1-1 2-out pitch, and there's a line drive that'll be caught at third base by Will Orr, and that'll end the inning. But the Honeycrisps add on 2 runs on only 1 hit, but a huge hit at that in the Trent Turner triple into the right center field gap. No errors, and 1 man left on base. We will be back, top of the 10th inning in this one. Honeycrisps with their first lead of the game. All right, so back here, top of the 7th inning in this one, Dak Wilson out for his 3rd inning of work, and he has looked very good through his first 2 at their day ball loaned away. 1-0 count, and Wilson will be working with a lead here to start top of the 7th inning. Here to pitch, and there's a ball up and away, 2 ball, no strike count. But the heart of the order for the Clover 3-4-5 guy, time taken by Mike Snyder. 2 balls, no strike. Here to pitch, and there's a called strike up and away. 2 balls, 1 strike. Yeah, very quick working right now for the Honeycrisps reliever, Dak Wilson. Wilson sort of alternated between being a starter and a reliever this season. Here to pitch, and there's a swing and a miss for strike 2. Got the fastball right by Snyder. 2 ball, 2 strike. But yeah, Mike Snyder, Garrett Moffitt, JoJo Allen. 3-4-5. Snyder, Moffitt, Allen. 2 ball, 2 strike. Here pitch. There's a fly ball into right field. Not that deep. Braden Harrison will get under it. He will make the catch. 1 out now here in the top of the 7th inning. Left fielder number 1, Garrett Moffitt. So Moffitt to the plate. He had a 1-for-3 game going. Couple of strikeouts and a single for Garrett Moffitt. First pitch swing, there's a base hit in the right field. He has a 2-for-4 game going now. And just like that, the Clovers will have the tying run on base with JoJo Allen to the plate. Designated hitter number 24, JoJo Allen. Allen is 0-for-2 today. Walk, ground out, and a fly out for Allen in this one. Right on right matchup here between Dak Wilson and JoJo Allen. No bullpen action, left field line for the Honeycrisps. First pitch swing for Allen. Pop up, Turner going out. Coming in at Ketchen. Matt Ketchen will make the play. 2 outs now here in the top of the 10th inning. And that is a big out number 2 on the first pitch from Dak Wilson. And that'll bring up Jackson Dunlap. Right fielder number 32, Jackson Dunlap. So Dunlap, the right fielder, he was the guy who got checked out for a potential injury back in the bottom of the 6th. Here's pitch, and he will line a base hit into the right field corner. Rounding second, going in third will be Moffitt. He will stop there, though. But 90 feet away from scoring the tying run. The inning after the Honeycrisps took their first lead, and that will be a 2-out single for Dunlap. Brings up the shortstop, Doltowski. Shortstop, number 6, Dak Doltowski. So runners on the corner here. Dunlap on first, Moffitt on third. For the Clayton Clovers, both of them singled. Dak Doltowski at the plate. He has an 0-for-3 game going so far today. Wilson in there, take ball, take it upstairs. Battle the Dak here. Dak Doltowski, Dak Wilson. See which one will get the upper hand. Righty-righty matchup. Wilson in. Here's pitch. And there's a weak pop-up. That'll go right side. Bryson Edwards coming in. He will make the catch. And that'll end the inning. So no runs. There were a couple of hits. 2 men left on the corners. That brings us to the 7th inning stretch. 4-3 lead for the Honeycrisps. We'll be back in Pineville. All right, so back here, bottom of the 10th inning in this one. Braden Harrington coming to the plate. Here's the pitch, and there's a ball up and in. 1-0 count now here on Braden Harrington. All right, the 1-0 count. There's a foul ball. That'll go straight back. 1 ball, 1 strike count here on Braden Harrington. Right fielder Harrington, couple of walks and a strikeout in this one for the Anderson product. Braden Harrington, new pitcher for the Clayton Clovers, and William Leonard comes in out of Barton College. Right on right matchup. Here's pitch, and there's a ball up and in. 2 balls, 1 strike. It'll be interesting to see what the Honeycrisps do with the 8th inning. Do they keep it going with Zach Wilson with their hot hand? Probably the likely move would be my guess. He pitched great. 3 very good innings for Zach Wilson so far for the Honeycrisps. See if he can make it a 4th. Leonard looking in here on Harrington after Matthew Chisholm had a nice outing of his own for Clayton. There's a line drive left field, and that one is over the head of the left fielder, and that'll roll to the wall. Moffitt will chase it down. Harrington will stop at second, and that'll be a leadoff stand-up double for Braden Harrington. He comes in, and that will bring up Kai Andrett to the plate. Third baseman, number 7, Kai Andrett. So a leadoff double for Braden Harrington. His first time putting the ball in play today after a couple of walks and a strikeout. Now Kai Andrett, a chance to bring him in. Leonard looking in here on Andrett. Here's the pitch. Bunt shown, held back, ball in the dirt. Nice stop there by the catcher Levesque. 1-0 count now here on Andrett. So righty-righty matchup here between Leonard and Andrett, with Paul Martin standing on deck. Righty-righty matchup here between Leonard and Andrett. Here's the pitch. Bunt shown again. This time he gets it in play. That'll be a successful sacrifice. Throw on the first in time. But Kai Andrett doing a job there, getting the bunt down, getting Braden Harrington over to third, and that'll bring up Paul Martin. Designated hitter number 23, Paul Martin. So 90 feet away from scoring, and the infield will play in here for the Clayton Clovers. Here's pitch, and a first pitch swing and a first pitch missing for Paul Martin there. Martin coming in with an 0-for-2 game, hit by pitch, ground out, and a line out for the Martell product. Martin. Infield in here. Righty-righty matchup between Leonard and Martin. Here's the pitch. There's a called strike on the way. No ball, 2 strike. Right side of the infield, you got Snyder and Morgan. Left side of the infield, you got Doltowski and Orr. All playing in. Leonard in. 0-2 count. Here's the pitch, and there's a grounder. Left side, throw and base hit in the center field. RBI single for Paul Martin. He comes through, and it is a 5-3 lead for the Honeycrisps. Infield was playing in. That ground ball got past the shortstop, Doltowski, and that'll bring up Josh Morgan. Catcher, number 50, Joshua Morgan. So an RBI single there for Martin. His first hit of the ball game. It is now a 5-3 lead for the Honeycrisps. Righty-righty matchup. Here's pitch, and there's a ball that'll be taken in the dirt. 1 ball, no strike count here on Morgan. 1 for 3 for Jomo. He had a single back in the 4th inning. Here's the pitch. There's a chopper weakly hit down the third base line, and it will be a 2-1 count now here. Bullpen action yet again for the Clovers. Yet another righty warming up down the right field line for Clayton. The right on right matchup here to pitch. And there's a ball taken outside. 3 balls, 1 strike count here on Joshua Morgan. The righty-righty matchup. Leonard in on Morgan. Here to pitch. Runner going. That'll be, I think that's ball 4 anyway. Oh, no, that was only 2 ball count. Oh, I had 3 ball. My bad. All right, so ball 3 taken low and away, and it'll be a caught stealing for Paul Martin there. I did not have the right count on my end, so Paul Martin is caught stealing. He'd sort of been lumbering. He had I believe it was a shoulder injury a few weeks ago. Might not have affected running, but anyway. Here's pitching that time it'll be ball 4. So a 5-pitch walk here. There are 2 out, but Morgan draws the walk. And that'll be Bryson Edwards coming to the plate. Second baseman, number 21, Bryson Edwards. Bryson Edwards had a very good night, or very good afternoon offensively. 2 hits, 2 singles, and a walk for Bryson Edwards. Really can't ask for much more for a contact guy like Bryson. And there's a called strike taken outside. 0-1 count now here on Edwards. No balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Righty-lefty matchup. Here's the pitch. And there's a ball taken downstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike count here on Edwards with Matt Ketchum standing on deck. Righty-lefty matchup here between between Leonard and Edwards. Here's the pitch. And there's a foul ball straight off. 1 ball, 2 strike that goes down the left field line beyond the Honeycrisps dugout. So 1 ball, 2 strike, 2 out. Bottom of the 10th inning here in this one. Honeycrisps added on a run of insurance with the Martin RBI single. Here pitch, and there's a ball taken up there. 2 ball, 2 strike count here on Bryson Edwards. Righty-lefty matchup here. Edwards in at the plate. Scored with the walk his last time up here to pitch, and there's a swing and a miss for strike 3, and that'll end the inning. But the Honeycrisps add on another run, 2 more hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Top of the 8th inning coming up. The Honeycrisps are 6 outs away from back-to-back Old North State League Championship Series appearances. We'll be back. All right, so back here, top of the 8th inning in this one, 5-3 lead. For the Honeycrisps. Zach Wilson out for his 4th inning of work, and there's a called strike blown away. 0-1 count now here. So Wilson, 3 clean, 3 shutout innings coming in. 4th inning of work for Wilson. Here's pitch, and there's a swing and a miss for strike 2. No ball, 2-strike count here on Levesque. 8-9-1 hitter drew up Alec Levesque, Will Orr, Dak Lyon. Here to go to pitch. There's a weak chopper left side in fair territory, and nothing Kai Andretti could do about that one. Ball taken out of the glove. It'll be an infield single for Alec Levesque, his first hit of the afternoon, and that'll bring up Orr. Third baseman, number 28, Will Orr. So a leadoff single for Levesque brings up Orr to the plate. Wilson looking in here on Orr. Here's the pitch, and that'll be taken upstairs for a ball. 1-0 count now here on Will Orr. I mean, that was very nice pitching, though, from Wilson, though. He got Levesque to very weakly get on top of one of those pitches, but that's one of those things where, unfortunately, the ball hit maybe a little too weakly, and not really much the defense could do there. Now he's behind 2-0 here on the 9-hole hitter Orr, who reached via an error last time. There's a ball taken up there. 3-0 count now. 1-for-3 game for Orr. Reached on a double back in the 4th inning and then scored a run. One of the 3 for the Clayton Clovers this afternoon. 3-0 pitch will be taken up there, and that'll be a 4-pitch walk. And that'll bring up the top of the order, and there is bullpen action now down the left field line, as Wilson may be losing a little bit of command of the strike zone. Center fielder number 7, Dak Lyon. So bullpen action here after back-to-back basemen are given up for Wilson. The single from Levesque, the walk from Orr, and now at the top of the order in Lyon. Wilson looking in here, righty-righty matchup. Here's the pitch. Bunt shown by Lyon. Called strike taken up and away, and the first baseman, Wells, was crashing in on that bunt attempt. So Gray Wells will play on the infield grass, protecting bunt. Bryson Edwards will come over to cover first if Wells gets it. Here's the pitch. Bunt shown again and over the head of Dak Lyon. Not exactly what you want to do there if you're Dak Wilson. Once again, battle of the Daks between Wilson and Lyon. Can't really get a read for who that is warming up down the left field line. Wilson looking in, and Lyon trying to hide the fact that he's going to try to bunt his way aboard here. Here's pitch, and this time it is down and in fair territory. Well, bare hand throw on the first is in time for the out. A sacrifice bunt and a successful sacrifice for Lyon, and that means the tying run is in scoring position for Davey Morgan. Second baseman number 2, Davey Morgan. So Graywell with the successful play there on the Bryson Edwards covering first. Bases low, or runners on second and third. Cornered in again. First pitch swing, and there's a foul ball straight back. 0-1 count now here. It's number 11, Caleb Pinner, warming up in the bullpen. He's been the Honeycrisps closer this season. Pinner has been. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Or on second, Levesque on third for the Clovers. Here's the pitch. There's a line drive. That'll go foul down the left field line in toward the Honeycrisp bullpen. Gavin Swanner protecting. No ball, 2 strikes. Righty-righty matchup here between Wilson and Morgan with the big hitter, Mike Snyder, standing on deck. Hasn't really done much today. 1 for 4 a single for Snyder, but he is due. Had 3 hits in last night's ball game. No ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here's the pitch, and that'll be fly ball in the center field. Braden Korn tracking. Backing up at the wall. He will make the catch, but a run will come in and score. Tagging up from second and into third base. And Orr, 90 feet away from scoring the tying run now are the Clovers, but a big out number 2. It is a 5-4 ball game. First baseman number 5, Mike Snyder.
Clayton needs a cooler coat too.
Here we go. Here to pitch. And there's a fly ball that'll go foul straight off. 0-1 count. And Will Lindsay is going to trust Zach Wilson here to get the final out of this inning. 90 feet away from scoring. The 3-hole hitter, Mike Snyder at the plate. Wilson in. Huge at bat. Here's the pitch. There's a chopper left side, and this game is tied. Base hit in the left field for Snyder. This game is tied at 5 apiece. Well, been a heck of a ball game here so far. Leads have been changing hands, and once again, the Honeycrisps 2-run lead has evaporated, and that'll bring up Garrett Moffitt. Left fielder number 1, Garrett Moffitt. As I said he would do. Is that a foul ball?
Yeah.
Alright, so foul ball straight back there, 0-1 count. Moffitt at the plate had singled each of his last 2 times up, 2 for 4 games, 2 singles, 2 strikeouts for Garrett Moffitt today. Righty-lefty matchup. Wilson in. Here's the pitch. And there's a ball inside. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Again, Penner warming up in the bullpen for the Honeycrisps. You'd imagine he's ready, but they are going to keep it with Zach Wilson for now. He pitched great at first 3 innings, running going. There's a ground to right side. Bryson Edwards. That is going to be the 3rd error of the game for Bryson Edwards. And this inning will stay alive. Wow. Will Lindsay coming out, and I believe that'll be it for Zach Wilson. Not a game that Bryson Edwards would want to remember. 3 errors defensively for the Honeycrisps second baseman Edwards, to go along with his 3 times on base on the offensive side. So that'll be it, it looks like, for Zach Wilson. Yep, Will Lindsay will take the ball. And I mean, heck of an outing for Wilson, especially the first 3 innings. But the inning stays alive with the error from Edwards. Caleb Penner is coming in. We'll be back in Pineville. All right, so back here in Pineville, the new pitcher will be Caleb Penner, the closer for the Honeycrisps, and no better spot to put in your closer than here. Game is tied at 5 apiece. Clover to score 2 runs near the top of the 8th. Here's pitching there, Day Ball taking down the end, 1-0 count. Well, the inning continued thanks to an fielding error by Bryson Edwards at second, his third error of the game for Edwards at second base. 1 ball, no strike, 2 outs. Here's pitch. There's a slow pitch that comes in, and that'll be a strike downstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Caleb Penner, the Bridgewater College product. Moffitt on first, Snyder on second. Mike Snyder tied the game with an RBI single. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out. Penner will step off the rubber now and take time. Some more bullpen action down the left field line. Again, it looked like a lefty now is warming up in the bullpen for the Honeycrisps. Overthrowing left here, maybe McKibben possibly, or Jared Penland. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out. Here's the pitch. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes here on JoJo Allen with Jackson Dunlap standing on deck. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. Top of the 8th inning here in this one. Penner getting set, getting the sign. JoJo Allen looking, gets the sign he liked. Look back to second. Penner in. And the submarine comes, and it will be check swing. He did not go around. No appeal. Ball taken outside. 2 ball, 2 strike count here on JoJo Allen. 0 for 3 game for Allen. Couple of flyouts and a ground out and a walk for JoJo Allen out of North Carolina Wesleyan. Righty-righty matchup between Penner and Allen. Moffitt gets his lead from first. Snyder from second. Penner gets a tiny line. Warm-up swing from Allen. 2 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch, and that'll be taken outside for ball 3. Pretty sure that's ball 3. Yeah, that's ball 3.
Yeah.
So JoJo Allen thought it was ball 4. It was ball 3, and fortunately for the Clovers, no one else on the base had fell for it. If someone else started going towards, that's 3 balls. Everyone up here is 3 balls. Umpire 3 balls. Yeah, I mean, JoJo Allen, for whatever reason, thought that was ball 4. So it is a full count now here on JoJo Allen. And this time the runners will be going on the pitch. Alright, so Moffitt getting his lead from first. Snyder from second. Allen talking with the home plate umpire, explaining something to him, but he is ready. Umpire called play. Penner getting signed from Joshua Morgan. Runner getting their lead. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runner going. Here's the pitch, and that'll be taken this time. It'll be ball 4, and a bat launch that is more like a javelin toss towards the Clover dugout, and that'll load the bases to bring up Jackson Dunlap. Right fielder number 32, Jackson Dunlap. So the bases are loaded now with 2 out, and the biggest plate appearance of the playoff, biggest plate appearance of the afternoon between Caleb Penner and Jackson Dunlap. First pitch, it's taken up and away for a ball, and Penner has got to find the strike zone right now. There is nowhere to put him. And now, not sure what's going on here. Their home plate umpire thing telling a couple of Honeycrisp players to get back into their dugout, not sit on the edge. So 1 ball, no strike count. Dunlap has a couple of singles in this one. Righty-righty matchup here between Penner and Dunlap. Allen off first, Moffitt off second, Snyder off third. Penner in, submarine pitch, and swung on and missed for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike count here on Dunlap. 3 for 4 games, 3 singles for Jackson Dunlap and a ground out. Clovers would love nothing more than for Dunlap to get his 4th single of the game here, possibly give the Clovers a 2-run lead, depending on where it's hit. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and that'll be taken in the dirt, kicked away from Joshua Morgan, and the Clovers will take a 6-5 lead. So a wild pitch there for Caleb Pinner. That'll score Mike Snyder from third. Everyone else will move up a base. And the Clovers retake the lead 6-5. Caleb Pinner looking in here on Dunlap. Righty-righty matchup. Here's the pitch. There's a fly ball in the right field. Braden Harrison had to beat on it. He'll make the catch, and that'll end the inning. But the Clovers had on 3 that final run unearned thanks to the error by Bryson Edwards. Bottom of the 8th inning coming up. Now the Clovers are 6 out away from moving on to the championship. Honeycrisps hoping for a response. We'll be back in Pineville. All right, back here, bottom of the 8th inning in this one. Clayton Clovers retook their 6-5 lead. Righty-righty matchup here, as it'll be William Leonard staying in the game. First pitch is a called strike up and in for Ketchen. 9-1-2 hitter due up in the order. And a critical time for the Honeycrisps. Ketchen followed by Korn and Turner. There's a called strike taken out there. No ball, 2 strike. And now, ooh, there is something going on. There is some heated or something going on. The home plate umpire walking all the way over to the Honeycrisps dugout. And Will Lindsay's going to intercept him. I don't know who's doing the talking. I could guess, but I won't say names. No ball, 2 strikes. Oh, someone's been ejected. I think. Will Lindsay, he is barking in the face of the field umpire. And Will Lindsay defending his guy down the dugout. And yeah, Will Lindsay and now Bradley Pace, the first base umpire first base coach, will come in to try to mediate things. So I don't know if someone's been ejected for the Honeycrisps. I don't know if they've been told to sit down. I don't know what is going on. But Will Lindsay not happy with whatever transpired. And the Honeycrisps clearly not happy with whatever is going on right now. And Mike Snyder getting a drink of water while that whole thing happened. But yeah, guys clapping it up now down the Honeycrisps dugout. No ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Righty-righty matchup. Here to pitch from Leonard, and there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. 1 out after 3 pitches, and that'll bring up the top of the order in Braden Korn. Center fielder number 2, Braden Korn. So Matt Ketchen goes down swinging. His first strikeout of the ball game. Righty-righty matchup here to pitch. There's a ball up and away. 1-0 count now here on Braden Korn. The righty-righty matchup here between Leonard and Korn here to pitch. There's a called strike up and in. In on the 5th of Braden Korn. 1 ball, 1 strike count. The righty-righty matchup here between Korn and here to pitch Leonard, and there's a foul ball straight back. 1 ball, 2 strike. So 1 ball, 2 strike, 1 out. Righty-righty matchup here. Here's the pitch. And there's a grounder that'll be fielded at third base by Will Orr. His throw on the first in time. 2 outs now here in the bottom of the 8th inning, and that'll bring up Trent Turner. Shortstop, number 8, Trent Turner. So Trent Turner coming to the plate. He had a huge 2-run triple his last time up back in the 6th inning. Turner hoping for some more good mojo here. Here's the pitch, and there's a fly ball. That'll go foul down the first base line. 0-1 count now here on Trent Turner. Righty-righty matchup. Here's the pitch. There's a ball taken up there. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Righty-righty matchup here between Leonard and Turner. Gray Wells on deck. Here's the 1-1 pitch. There's a ball taken up there. 2 balls, 1 strike count here on Trent Turner. 2 for 3 game for him. Led off the game with a strikeout, but then a double, and later in the game a triple, along with a hit by pitch that scored a run. 2-1 count. Here's pitch, and there's a fly ball. That'll go foul behind home plate. 2 ball, 2 strike count here on Turner, the Western Carolina product. Originally from Waynesville, North Carolina. A bit north and west of Hendersonville. Righty-righty matchup here. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and there's a ball taken on away. Full count now here on Turner. Lead had changed hands a few times in this one. The Clover started off with the lead for 4 or 5 6th innings. There's ball 4 taken in the dirt. Trent Turner draws his first walk of the game, and that'll bring up Gray Wells. First baseman, number 34, Gray Wells. So Wells coming into the plate here. He has an 0 for 2 game going. A walk, sac fly, and a couple of ground outs for Wells in this one. Here's the pitch, and there's a ball taken up there. 1 ball, no strike here on Wells. Turner on first. A lot of speed at first base for Trent Turner, representing the tying run with 2 outs here in the 8th. Here's the pitch. There's a line drive. That'll be backhanded by Zoltowski. Flip on the second. Kicked away from the second baseman. Wells will stop at first. Turner goes into third. And the Honeycrisps now have a runner 90 feet away from scoring. And Braden Harrison, who doubled to lead off the bottom of the 10th inning, he's coming up in a big RBI opportunity.
Base in advance on air.
Yeah. Right fielder, number 16, Braden Harrison. So that'll be an infield single, and then the runner advancing via a throwing error from Zoltowski. First pitch is a ball blown away. Tying run, 90 feet away from scoring, 2 outs in the 8th. And now a mound visit here, and we will see if this is just a strategy meeting or if that's, I don't think it'll be it for the pitcher, William Leonard. But yeah, Braden Harrington. Under pressure again. Okay. So 1 ball, no strike, 2 out. Braden Harrington in at the plate. As I said, he doubled and scored his last time up. Harrington did. Other than that, a couple of walks and a strikeout. So in 1 for 2 game. Overall productive game, though, for Braden Harrington. Turner, 90 feet away from scoring. Here's pitch, and there's a ball taken up there. 2-0 count now with Kai Andrus, the third baseman, standing on deck. Well done first. Infield single for him. Turner on third, he walked. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That'll miss in the dirt. 3-0 count now here on Braden Harrington. Harrington out of Anderson University. Originally from Spartanburg, South Carolina, the upstate. Here's the 3-0 pitch, and that'll be taken for a strike below the knee. 3 ball, 1 strike count, or at the knee. So 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Bullpen action down the right field line for Clayton. Here's the pitch, and there's a line drive. That one is looping quickly. It will be caught over the shoulder by the second baseman, Davey Morgan. Honeycrisps ran the tying run at third base. 9th inning coming up. You do not want to go away. Clovers 6, Honeycrisps 5. Caleb Penner will stay in the game for the Crispers. Talking. Leading off for the Clovers, the shortstop, number 6, Zach Doltowski. All right, so back here, top of the 9th inning here in this one. Right on right matchup here. Caleb Penner staying in the game. Here's pitch, and there's a call strike taken downstairs to 0-1 count. 7-8-9 guys, Doltowski, Levesque, or due up in the inning for the Clovers. 6-5 lead here in the 9th. Here's pitch, and there's a ball taken downstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike count here on Doltowski. Penner looking in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out. Here pitch and there, a foul ball that'll go down the right field line. 1 ball, 2 strike count here on Doltaki. Dak Doltaki, he is 0 for 4 today. Righty-righty matchup. Pinner looking in. Caleb Pinner in on Doltaki. Here pitch and there's a line drive. That one will be over the head of the second baseman, Edwards. And that will be a leadoff single for Dak Doltaki. And that'll bring up Alex Levesque. Catcher, number 4, Alex Levesque. So a leadoff single here for Dak Doltaki. His first hit of the ball game. Righty-righty matchup here between Pinner and Levesque. He's going to show bunt, and he gets it down beautifully in the infield. Sacrifice at lead. Throw on the first. Graywell able to stay on the bag to record out number 1, a sacrifice bunt for Levesque. Coming in at second base is Doltaki, and that'll bring up Orr. Third baseman, number 28, Will Orr. Righty-righty matchup here between Pinner and Orr. Here's the pitch, and there's a called strike taken outside. No balls, 1 strike count. And if you're enjoying this one, we have some great baseball this afternoon between the Honeycrisps and the Clovers. 2 teams desperately wanting to keep their season alive. They've been playing like 2 teams that really want to be here, really want to move on to the championship. There's a grounder middle, and Caleb Pinner is going to look the runner back to second base, flipped it on to first for the out. Nicely done there by Caleb Pinner, the pitcher, 2 out. And that'll bring up the top of the order in Zach Lyon. Center fielder, number 7, Zach Lyon. But these 2 teams, playing like teams that want to be in the championship. We have another game should be a very good game tonight. 10 o'clock game between the number 1 overall seed, the Brunswick Surf and Turf, out of the Eastern Division, and the hometown team, the Pineville Porcupines. Here pitch, and there's a ball taken outside. Winner of this game will face the winner of that one in the championship starting tomorrow. Pinner in here on Lyon. Righty-righty matchup between Caleb Pinner and Zach Lyon. Here's the pitch. There's a called strike taken up there. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Righty-righty matchup. Pinner in here on Lyon. Davey Morgan standing on deck. Here's the pitch. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 2. Zach Lyon absolutely swinging out of his shoes there on that pitch from Pinner. Caleb Pinner, the Submarine, are 1 strike away from getting out of the 9th, getting the Honeycrisps to the bottom of the 9th, with needing only 1 run and a decent part of their order due up. 1 ball, 2 strike, 2 out. Pinner in. Here's the pitch. There's the ball outside. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Runner on second is Doltaki. Led off the inning with a single, made it to second on a sac bunt. Both teams for tonight's game, the Surf and Turf and the Honeycrisps, or Surf and Turf and the Porcupines are here. Of course, Porcupines didn't have too far to travel, but the Surf and Turf coming from the coast. Here's pitch. That one up and in. It didn't break enough, and it hit Zach Lyon, and that'll bring up Davey Morgan. So runners on first and second. Home plate umpire will come out to toss the baseball back, and that'll bring up Davey Morgan. Second baseman number 2, Davey Morgan. So Lyon on first. Doltaki on second for the Clayton Clovers. Righty-righty matchup. Pinner in. He's ready. Here's the pitch. That'll be taken up and away for a strike. 0-1 count now here. Up and away. Davey Morgan, not a huge fan of that call. A little bit of a discussion with the home plate umpire. Pinner looking in here. He's ready. Get to look at second. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And there's a fly ball left center field and cranked. And that ball is off the base of the wall. Heading in. 1 run will come in. Here comes the second. He will score without a throw. It is a 2-run double for Davey Morgan, the Clovers second baseman, into the left center field gap. And it is an 8-5 lead for the Clayton Clovers. So with 2 outs, a 2-run double. Cleared the bases. They're going to keep Pinner in the game, and that'll bring up Mike Snyder. First baseman number 5, Mike Snyder. Righty-righty matchup here between Pinner and Snyder. Here's pitch and there, a foul ball straight off, and it'll be an 0-1 count. Clovers have scored 5 runs over these last 2 innings after the Honeycrisps had a 5-3 lead. Pinner looking in. Here's the pitch, and there's a grounder left side. Weakly hit. Going to give way to Turner. That's a tough play for Trent Turner, and the throw is off. And coming around third, stopping at third will be the runner Morgan. Runner's on the corner, but that'll be a throwing error for Trent Turner. That'll bring up Garrett Moffitt. Left fielder number 1, Garrett Moffitt.
You giving that a hit?
Hit error. Yeah. But the runner made it to third on the air, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, throwing error on Turner. Infield single though before that. For Snyder, here's pitch and there's a ball inside. They're going to keep Caleb Pinner in the game, which I don't quite, whatever. So 1 ball, no strike, 2 out. 8-5 lead here. Pinner looking in. Here's the pitch. There's a ball that'll bounce in the dirt. 2-0 count. They had someone ready. They had a lefty ready. I think it was Jared Pinland would be my guess. Because he's a left-handed starter who's had a lot of success this season for the Honeycrisps. Pinland has. And I think he was ready. Just for whatever reason, they're keeping it with Pinner. Despite the fact that he is really struggling out there. Struggling to throw strikes. And just sort of laboring. And also sort of an interesting decision there from Kai Andrus to give way to the shortstop Turner on that play. Andrus would have had a much better angle to first base. There's a chopper in the middle. Turner again will take it to the bag himself for the out. But 2 more runs score in the inning for Clayton. And the Clayton Clovers are 3 outs away from making it to the Old North State League Championship in their inaugural season. Don't go away. A champion could be crowned within the next 3 outs. All right, so back here, bottom of the ninth inning in this one. A 3-run lead for the Clayton Clovers, 8-5. Honeycrisps will need to make up those 3 runs to keep the game going. Right on right matchup. Here's the pitch, and there's a called ball up and in. 1-0 count, and William Leonard will stay in the game. The Barton product Leonard staying out there. Kai Andressen at the plate. Here's the pitch. There's a swing and a miss for strike 1 for Andress. Kai Andress with an 1 for 2 game, 1 for 3. Single and a sac bunt, along with a strikeout and double play for Andress. Here's the 1-1 pitch. There's a called strike taken up and away. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Here on Andress with Paul Martin standing on deck. It'll be Andress, Martin, Morgan due up here in the 9th. And now, something going on with Mike Snyder down the first base line. He's been struggling with the heat all day. And Mike Snyder, the first baseman, he's been having trouble with the heat. And he is out of the game, out of the field of play. So Clovers may need a new first baseman. It looks like they will. Scary situation there. Mike Snyder struggling with the heat, and he is going to have to leave the ball game. So a new first baseman for the Clovers is number 22. 22, who is Luke Bowen. So new first baseman is Luke Bowen for the Clayton Clovers. Mike Snyder having to be taken out of the game. So Bowen in at first base for the Clayton Clovers. Righty-righty matchup. 1 ball, 2 strike. Nobody out. So here's the pitch, and there's a fly ball. That'll go foul down the right field line in towards the bullpen. Kai Andress staying alive here. Scary situation. Hope that Mike Snyder, the first baseman, is okay. Bowen taking things down, holding things down for the rest of the game for Clayton. Righty-righty matchup. Here's the pitch, and there's a ball up and in. 2 ball, 2 strike count here on Kai Andress with Paul Martin standing on deck. Righty-righty matchup here. Here's the pitch. There's a foul ball straight back in a battle. So a battle here between Kai Andress.
Okay, so don't try to chew it.
Kai Andress.
Nice. Back and neck.
All right, so 2 ball, 2 strikes. Here's pitch, swing and a miss for strike 3. 1 out now here in the bottom of the 9th. Designated hitter number 23, Paul Martin. Got 1 out now. Martin up to the plate. Righty-righty matchup here between Martin and Leonard. Here's the pitch. There's a swing and a miss for strike 1. No ball, 1 strike count here on Paul Martin with Joshua Morgan standing on deck. Righty-righty. Here's the pitch, and there's a foul ball straight back. No ball, 2 strike count here on Martin. So no ball, 2 strike count here. Righty on righty matchup here between Martin and Leonard with Joshua Morgan potentially the final hope for the Honeycrisps if Martin gets out here. 8-5 lead here for the Clovers, scoring 5 runs in the last 2 innings. Martin, here's the pitch. There's a ball that'll bounce in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strike count.
What's up?
Somebody needs to go down there, because there's both
What
teams
is it?
both teams in the third base dugout, so we need to.
Hey, where's Eric? It's gonna be you out.
I already told him once.
Here you get the 1 ball, 2 strike, 1 out. Here pitching there, take foul ball straight back. And it will remain a 1 ball, 2 strike count.
Do you need something?
Yeah, I will.
All right. All right, so now big ball going out here. 1 ball, 2 strike, 1 out. Martin, the designated hitter here. Righty-righty matchup between Martin and the pitcher, Leonard. Righty matchup here, pitching there. Take ball, taking up and away. 2 ball, 2 strike count. All right, the 2 ball, 2 strike, 1 out. Righty-righty matchup. Here's the pitch. That'll be taken in the dirt for ball 3. Full count now here on Paul Martin. So Joshua Morgan standing on deck for the Honeycrisps. He had a 1-for-3 game going. Morgan does. Single run scored as well as a walk for Joshua Morgan. Right on right. Leonard in. Here's the pitch, and there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. 2 outs now here in the bottom of the 9th inning, and that'll bring up Joshua Morgan to the plate. The catcher, number 50, Joshua Morgan. All right, so 2 outs now here in the 9th inning. Here's the pitch, and there's a called strike taken along the way. 0-1 count now here on Joshua Morgan. So no balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Righty-righty between Leonard and Morgan. Here's the pitch, and there's a swing and a miss, and the Honeycrisps are down to their final strike of the season. Clovers, 1 strike away from moving on to the championship round. Clayton Clovers looking in. Joshua Morgan into the plate. Leonard in. Here's the pitch, and there's a swing and a miss. Strike 3, got him, and the Clayton Clovers in their inaugural season are going to taunt the crap out of the Honeycrisps, but also will move on to the championship round. No one liked the Hendersonville Honeycrisps. The Honeycrisps have been eliminated, and the Clovers will move on to the championship round. The Honeycrisps are eliminated. Tonight, they will await their winner. The Brunswick Surf and Turf versus the Pineville Porcupines will play the Clayton Clovers, the winner of that game. 8-5 win for the Clovers, and the Clayton Clovers are moving on to the Old North State League Championship. Join us again tonight at 7. That is it for the Honeycrisps.